1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Asma Hafiz. First, the headlines. Prime Minister will pay a day-long visit to Azad Jammu and Kashmir today to address public gatherings. Foreign Minister, in a statement before leaving for China on a two-day visit today, said Sino-Pak friendship is emerging as a strong strategic partnership. Pakistan has strongly condemned India's state-sponsored spying operations in clear breach of global norms. Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred two more Kashmiri youth in Sopur town of the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan will pay a day-long visit to Azad Jammu and Kashmir today, where he will address public gatherings. The Prime Minister will address gatherings at Tarar Khal and Kotli, where he will highlight the goals of development achieved by his government during the last 3 years. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says the Pakistan-China friendship, which has entered the 7th decade, is emerging as a strong strategic partnership. He expressed these views in a video statement before leaving for China on a two-day visit today on the invitation of his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, Foreign Secretary Suhail Mahmood and senior officials also accompanying him. The Foreign Minister said bilateral strategic agenda would be discussed in his meetings with the Chinese counterpart. He said the two sides would also exchange views on the situation in Afghanistan and the region. The Foreign Minister said a detailed meeting would be held on the progress made so far on the projects related to China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and its future strategy. National Security Advisor Dr. Moeed Yusuf says Pakistan will not let a handful of venomous minds to affect its support to the Afghans for peace and stability in their country. In a series of tweets on his official Twitter handle, he said Pakistan remains committed to facilitating an inclusive political settlement in Afghanistan. Dr. Moeed Yusuf said in this spirit, Prime Minister Imran Khan agreed to meet Afghan President Ashraf Ghani recently to continue our engagements. Referring to Afghan Vice President Amrullah Saleh's recent statement, he said the vitriolic and delusional statements were some spoilers in Kabul who were unfortunately imposed on our Afghan brothers and sisters as their senior officials are constantly attempting to vitiate bilateral relations to deflect attentions from their own failures. Pakistan has strongly condemned India's state-sponsored continuing and widespread surveillance and spying operations in clear breach of global norms of responsible state behavior. This was stated by Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry while responding to media queries regarding India's use of Israeli spyware Pegasus to hack the phones and computers of journalists, judges, diplomats, government officials, rights activists and global leaders, including Prime Minister Imran Khan. He said, "We have noted with serious concern recent international media reports exposing India government's organized spying operations against its own citizens, foreigners, as well as Prime Minister Imran Khan using an Israeli-origin spyware." The spokesperson said the world has seen the true face of the so-called Indian democracy, where the reports of EU Disinfo Lab Indian Chronicle surfaced earlier last year. He said, "We are closely following these revelations and will bring the Indian abuses to the attention of appropriate global platforms." Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said, "In view of the gravity of these reports, we call on the relevant UN bodies to thoroughly investigate the matter, bring the facts to light and hold the Indian perpetrators to account." Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism have martyred two more Kashmiri youth in Sopur town of the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. These youth were martyred during a cordon and search operation by the troops in Varpura area of the town. In Afghanistan, the government has refuted Taliban's claim that they hold 90% of the country's borders. Deputy spokesman of the Afghan Defense Ministry Fawad Aman told AFP today that the government forces are in control of the country's frontiers and Taliban's claim is a baseless propaganda. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.